Hey guys, I know this doesn't look pretty right now, but this is an OLED I got from a customer and got a mod chip installed there. Um, I ran out of the actual like PicoFly mod chips, so I started getting these Pi Zero 240s or RP2040 Zeros. And once you flash them with the USB, holding down boot, plug them into the computer, upload the custom firmware, then I remove the button part and the USB-C there. So just be careful if you're doing the hot air station. I blew away like one of these components, so I just had to resolder it back on, but it was easy with the hot air station. The caps and the resistors stay on pretty fine. But yeah, so then you get this flat little guy so it can actually fit in there rather than, you know, this big, this huge thing that pops out and makes the back kind of poke out. Here's the Pico flies, for example. This is some cheap, weird eBay one that I'd normally get from AliExpress, but this one I didn't really like because the cables weren't good. But anyways, the point of the video was to show you these 470 ohm resistors. I have a huge reel of 5,000 I got for like $9, and you just solder them on to a few of the points there. There's guides online for it, but there's just 3 points there, and then you do 3.3 volts, which is up there. You do a ground. I use this little APU shield thing for the ground. And then the cool part is I used these leftover ones I had from V1, V2s. These AliExpress packages, they'd give me 2 of these. So they'd give me a V1 or V2 for the standard switch. And funny enough, if you line them up, I'll zoom in, they line up perfectly with the OLEDs. So, and then you bridge pins 3 and 4 on here on the end of the flex cable, and solder wire there. I covered mine with resin so it doesn't, short to ground or anything like that. Definitely don't want that happening. And then I soldered it on to one of the points on there. And then there's my reset, the B. So that's not flux. That's actually, I mean, there is flux there. I need to clean, but I actually used resin for some of these. I know some people might get infuriated. Oh, what about repairability? What about da da da? But I think it actually makes way more sense because I'm using these tiny little magnet wires, and I'm pretty good at soldering. I'd say it's this obviously looks kind of messy, but just because I haven't organized it yet. But it's just a safe bet. I'm giving these out to people, and I don't want anything coming undone. So if my DAT zeros, I read from a guy on Reddit, Legendary Banana. He's great. He said to use on the DAT 0 point on the back there to use UV resin, which I think is a great idea because it's just not going to move like 99% of the time. And then I have this little cheap UV light, some Chinese thing I got from like AliExpress or something. But you just turn it on, cure it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then it hardens, and you can see it's kind of there. I kind of messed up and got a little bit too close, but it doesn't affect anything. And yeah, here's if you really want to know. I'll post the links and stuff, but on these you use the 3.3 V3 for your 3 volt up top there. Just like the standard flex cables, you use the ground on this bracket like I did up there, and then 29, 28, RP2040 all have those little 470 ohm resistors from that reel that you solder on there. And then and yeah, and then it's 26 is the B, the reset point on the back there, and then 15 is the CPU, which is this bridged thing, pins 3 and 4 there. So you just use the CPU flex cable as normal. If you have the leftover ones, I have like a full bag of them just because I've ordered so many mod chips. And yeah, you can use these V2s because they have the MOSFETs on the back. So here's an example. See, there's the MOSFETs right there and some resistors. Yeah, it fits perfectly. You just have to press down just like you do when you normally solder on the caps near the APU there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I actually messed this one up because be careful right there, because it's easy to if your iron's a little hot. I like soldering hot because I do it fairly quick and I've gotten good with it, but apparently not that good. No, these flex cables sometimes are a little cheap, but I did scrape off a pin there. I don't know if you can fully see that, but yeah, no fun, but not a huge deal. I could also unsolder these MOSFETs there and then just wire them up to the SP1 and SP2 if I really wanted to, which I have some in there for another time. But this makes it way easier. This makes your life way easier and more organized. So I just use these for OLEDs because I get a lot of OLED requests, I think, because a lot of people are scared to do them or don't have much soldering experience, where all you have to do is this for the V1, V2 switches. And the lights are a little easy too. The OLED is a whole other beast. You can mess up the FPC connector for the LCD, so you get no display, which I actually did. I bent a pin there. I'll be honest. I had to resolder this one on, and I'm still having problems, even though I thought I did it right. I'm gonna have to check maybe like a backlight circuit IC or something like that. But I just want to show you. I already had it flash white there, but I'm not. It works docked, but it doesn't work handheld. So I'll get the blue, and then I'll get one yellow flash. It's thinking blue. Doesn't fully show it, but because of the Kapton tape, it's thinking, glitching. And then, come on. There we go. One yellow. That's what you want after it does that one white. And again, my FPC connector or some backlight issue is not working, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Got a V1 over there. I did it 2 first. And yeah, this is an OLED I have for a customer. Let's see. Show you the custom. There's the custom firmware, and yeah, pretty cool. Here's everything on here as well. But yeah, hit me up if you're in Southern California, or you want to mail one to me. Yeah, I've done mini switches, done Xboxes, done PlayStations, but I'm currently just doing switches just because they're a bit more popular. Here's my setup. It's very messy. Here's my multimeter. parts, stuff like that. But yeah, just want to show that new method, since I noticed there was kind of a drop off of not seeing chips on the market as much recently. So you can buy these programmable Raspberry Pi Zeros, RP2040s, and just basically do it yourself without anything. And you can buy those MOSFETs too if you want. Saves you like, I don't know, $6, $7, $8 depending on where you're buying it from to do this whole process by doing it this way. But it's a little more work, a little more skill involved, and yeah, again, these CPU flex cables help a lot, so you don't have to do some tiny soldering on MOSFETs and like do a silk screen in the corner there. It's not as fun. So this is preferred. I mean, I'll show you just for giggles. Here's all my leftover flex cables that I saved, and I'm glad I didn't throw them out because now I'm doing this method. So yeah, see a bunch of V1s. These only have one MOSFET, but yeah, see one there. But the V2s work for the OLEDs, so fun fact, yeah, there's a V2, see the two MOSFETs right there. So yeah, I've probably done, I don't know, 40 switches now, maybe even more, maybe like 50. But yeah, hit me up anytime locally. Drop-offs, those are preferred if you're in Los Angeles, Orange County, the Valley, Inland Empire even. Yeah, also feel free to ship some out to me. Here's my microscope set up too. Pretty cool. 500 times zoom, OBS. But yeah, oop, there it is.